Yo, hello everybody, how's everybody doing? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. We got a chapter this week that's been getting a little bit of hype. You know, I avoid spoilers at all costs, and I did for this chapter, especially when I saw this specific tweet right here. Lower the music down a little bit. It's from OP Scans. The people we're reading today. And it's the best chapter of the year so far, guys. So I recommend to not read the leaks. You don't see that too often. And as you can see, things already tweet includes a word I muted. Because after I saw this, I was like, I am absolutely just going bananas. And I muted every word imaginable. From Oda to 1079 to just Luffy, Zoro, and Egghead and everything. So I've remained unspoiled. Okay, I'm actually not gonna even try to look at chat too much, but just to say hello, what's good, everybody? I see my regulars in chat. Nigel, what's good? Not so slick. Howard. Peter, how's everybody doing? Hello. But yeah, Streetsman, you know, OP Scans was gassing this chapter up, so I'm excited. Last chapter, of course, was a really good chapter. I got spoiled, unfortunately, on the reveal of the traitor, but it wasn't as big of a deal because I didn't know what the rest of the chapter was. As far as York being the traitor, we were low-key kind of on it a little bit. You know, we were really suspicious of her character. Specifically, wasn't really due to any evidence, more so just the vibes of her character feeling like kind of bland without her being something else, kind of like Kandro. So we were kind of on top of that, and I do feel like now that she is a traitor, it's just makes her character a lot more interesting. I'm excited to see where this goes. Egghead is feels like it's starting to near its peak a little bit. You know, we got a big war that's coming. The narrator came in, gassing everything up last chapter, so that was very exciting as well. And I'm just excited to see where this chapter goes. And then, yeah, so we'll be reading the chapter, going through the usual. I've set up a new React scene with a heavy cover, but you could kind of see where I am, right? So like it's at like 92% opacity, so you can't really see what's going on, but I've set it up like this just so you could kind of get an idea where I am at in the chapter, and you could kind of follow along. By the way, anybody asking for the link, it's pinned to the top of the comments. That's the one time I'm mentioning it. If anybody else mentions it again, we gotta tell them, look up, man. It's right there. All right, chat. So you gotta help me out, because we'll probably be getting some people that'll be coming in asking link to the chapter and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, going through the chapter, then we're gonna discuss it afterwards, and then you know, we'll be chilling a little bit. If it's a really super discussion heavy chapter, we might pop over in Discord. We'll see what happens and what the vibe is. And then following that, if it's low key and we're just kind of chilling, there are a couple videos I do want to check out that are pretty interesting if the chapter doesn't change whatever is going on, but we'll see. All right, we're gonna go to some lo-fi, kick back, enjoy, and just enjoy this chapter for the time being. Here we go. Let's get into this. One Piece chapter 1079. It is typo. Oh my god. Okay. All right. Man, I didn't think we were gonna go back. All right, like, because last chapter we come back to Egghead. We left Elbaf and we were like, all right, this is, you know, that was a nice Shanks tease, like, but like we're probably not gonna see Kid and Shanks actually throw down and what that looks like. But the title of this chapter, either we're going back or he's coming here. You're not gonna throw the Emperor Red-Haired Pirates into the title for no reason. We've moved on now from the Germa 66 cover page. Looks like we're back to cover art request. Nice cute little thing. I'm sure some people We'll try to figure out some theories from this one cover art request. I'm not that type of guy. I'm surprised we're not jumping into reactions to Luffy's bounty. And I wonder at this point if we're gonna get it, because it's been so long, and we are still like seeing the reactions from across the world already. So yeah, those are always fun, but I wonder if we're actually gonna get that eventually in the cover page story or not. But let's get into this chapter. All right. A few hours ago. Okay, so here we have York actually talking to the world government. Something we discussed last chapter was like York obviously embodies greed, so like her motives here make sense. But like, why exactly? Like, is she dumb? Because like, clearly the world government's not gonna make her Celestial Dragon. What's gonna happen is she's gonna kill Vegapunk and then they're gonna kill her. I feel like her having the brain of Vegapunk should be able to figure that out, right? Another interesting angle is that York is technically part of Vegapunk. So was this something deep down within him this entire time that he just kind of folded away and didn't think he had? But let's see what this conversation is looking like. Trouble is, the world government isn't just after Stella. They want to, okay, yeah. They want to erase me too. Who's she talking to then? What is York up to? In that case, I've got a plan as well. Okay, so she's talking to the Seraphim. For now, I need you guys to deal with anyone who gets in the way. Okay, so I'm guessing she's referring to like the Marines and the CP0 who are on this mission currently to take everybody out. But it seems like York is in the meanwhile working with like the Gorosei or something in a bigger picture thing to become a Celestial Dragon, or else unless she's like delusional and just has her own plan. For now, I need you guys to deal with anyone who gets in the way. Now that the Frontier Dome is closed, kill everyone except me, Stella, and the hostages in the basement. Oh, okay, so maybe she's thinking of a trade-off type of deal? So like she actually doesn't even have a deal in place? No, but she was already talking to the Gorosei. So the deal is in place. But it is kind of weird that she kept the hostages for the CP agents. And then there's everybody says understood. I am interested to see like the more of this process and how she was able to do everything, because one complaint I did see from people is that like there wasn't really enough evidence to guess that was York. The only reason we were suspicious was because York's vibes and character in general just felt a little bland and Chondro-like in a way. When you guys run amok, everyone will start looking for the culprit, wondering who gave the order. I'm not strong enough yet, so if they find out, I won't stand a chance against the other members. Okay, so she's not that strong. That's why making sense she uses a gun, blasted Shaka. S-Snake, pretend you got me right in front of them. Okay, yeah, there's the plan. And fold in. Look at S-Snake with a little thumbs up there. Okay. And undo the petrification when no one is around. Okay. How was that able to happen though? Everybody was still around. Was it like the smoke that was going up and like they couldn't see? I wonder. Like I wonder if we could actually notice that when we go back to the previous chapters. Oh, and inside the laboratory, I'll tell you the places you must not destroy. All right, now start the hunt. Okay. So there's S-Snake going off by herself now. I wonder if Frankie got fully petrified now, because he was still kind of movable before. And it looks like Luffy is flying around there in Gear 4th as well. I think so. I think that's Luffy, or at least unless that's actually S-Snake. I don't know. Both of them are moving around right now though. Okay, so we getting some updates of Egghead. It's getting destroyed. Hurry up, everyone, get on the ship. Okay, they're trying to evacuate now. That's another thing. I wonder if they're actually going to be able to. Let's escape from Egghead. Okay, good guy Sentomaru actually helping everybody out. Hopefully with all like the pacifistas, they're able to get out of there and escape. Oh, wait a minute now. Oh, are we going to this scale? We're going to this scale with this thing? Listen, I didn't think we were going to go to this scale this fast. I thought this scale was happening in Elbaf. But we're coming at this level already. That right there, ladies and gentlemen, is a Blackbeard Pirates pirate flag. Now, for a while, we've been speculating that some of them might be either on their way or already here. All right, the first person I suspected was Kuzan, because it seemed like Blackbeard has split up his forces in 3 different directions and to do different things, right? Kuzan was back in Whole Cake Island, but so was Van Augur, so like some time had passed since they've done that. Then, you know, it started to look like maybe that doesn't happen, but main reason I suspected Kuzan was because this is such a heavy arc in relation to Enies Lobby and Water 7 in terms of like Robin and Saul being brought back and Rob Lucci coming back with Kaku as well. So Kuzan getting involved here as well could kind of bring it all together. But then there's also this other thing going on with Sword and Garp and Kobe and possibly Law as well. So maybe he gets involved there. We'll see though. We'll see what happens here. It's also been speculated that maybe like Katarina, Devon, and Shiryu are already on the island. So who knows? But for now, we cut away. Oh man, I really wanted to get to see. Or maybe we'll get later in the chapter. Warland Elbaf, New World. Man, I'm so surprised. Think about, like, when have we ever jumped in and out of, like, one island while we're in that arc? You know what I'm saying? Like, we've never, like, followed multiple storylines. Now I'm really surprised because I feel like we're actually going to see Garp versus Blackbeard when we get to it. Egghead Island arc is not really even Egghead completely. It's kind of like a global scaled arc, which, like, it's interesting because we don't see that too often. Usually quick little scene over there, and then we're back, right? This is like in between every other chapter. We're jumping around. I kind of dig it though. I'm having a good time. Listen, Kid Pirates. If you're here for our chief red-haired Shanks. Who are these guys? Okay, we're meeting some of the other red-hair members that are not officers. You have to go through us first. We won't let you catch a glimpse of them here. Ghetto. Okay, so it looks like a frog type of dude over here. Go for it, Captain. Puddle Pirates Captain Ball Fingers Ghettotini. Alright, use this kid's he's gotta run through these dudes. Alright? He's gotta be able to run through these dudes because I don't think he's touching Shanks. Alright, if he's gonna have a feat here and maybe bring back some of that brutal personality that we were intrigued by back in Saboti, I want to see him, no mercy, tear through every single one of these zoos. Take the teeth of this guy, social club captain, Dentures Fugger, okay, and then bite him with his own teeth, all right? Do some real fucked up shit. That's right, Fugo Mogo. Pops, your dentures fell out. Yes, you fools, I hate you. You're so brave, princess. Princess of the bourgeois pirates. Shivering Pururu, okay. I wonder how strong these, like, allies are, though. Okay, here comes all from all sides. They're getting attacked here. Now's the time, man. Although, like, I don't see no metal around. Hey, is this a joke? Are they all really fleets of the red-hair pirates? Bro, it's a Yonko. What do you think this is? This ain't no game. We're still in the New World, right? There are some famous faces in there. Oh, snap. Are you telling me, like, Dentures Fugar and like Shivering Pururu are like about it? Are they like, imagine they have like a 1 billion berry bounty. So don't put your guard down. Fodder or not, I won't hold back. Why is he sweating though? I don't like that he's sweating. I wanna see him like, listen, you guys are fodder, and I never hold back. Maybe that useless kid is just God, man. Maybe he died in Wano. Hey, have all your ships cleared out of the way? It looks like Shanks is speaking there. What are you saying, Chief? I can't let him lay a finger on you lot. Okay, I'm glad to hear that. All ships fall back. Okay, it looks like Shanks is talking to some of his allies there, concerned about them. You're leaving already? Chief, I finally got to meet you. It was a short stop here. Oh, look at all the women and even some men out there. Just like all up on him, man. Shanks is crazy popular with everybody. He's just got that vibe. I stayed for a little too long and look, this hot shot ran into me. Now, make way and get your ships out of the way. Why are our fleets famous for being weak? Ah, you're so right. Thanks to you, we have survived and are protected by... Oh, okay, so he's got a lot of like... He's got a lot of fleet members and pirate crews that aren't necessarily as strong, but he's just saved all these people. Once again, like evil Shanks, I'm telling you guys, man. Just read the story. Evil, it doesn't have to be this grand scheme where he's like tricking and manipulating all of these people. Watch like next scene that I read and he's like, we're gonna go kill Luffy or something like that. Yeah, you better watch out for your health rather than enemies, you old hag. Haha, shut up, you bastard. All right, so they're all having a great time here. It's all right, boss. We'll take care of it. All right, yo. Now, we've seen some film red stuff, right? From the red hair pirates. But in the manga, in the core story, we still haven't gotten it yet. I want to see him flex. Hey, that's a 3 billion bounty we're talking about. Don't underestimate the growth of these youngsters. Okay, Shanks showing a little respect to Yusa's kid. Love to see it. But have their wounds from Wano country already healed? He looks fine to me. I mean, it's been like a long time. All right, like there's no excuses here. He's itching for that. I'm not taking that as an excuse if kid gets absolutely bodied here. See Yas out there, he's itching for a fight. If that's the case, it's fine. Any updates on Blackbeard? Okay. Oh man, this is so cool seeing everybody there. We got Hongo tossing him a map. Nah, he's definitely left Pirate Island though. That's where Garp was headed. So are they gonna confront in the seas? I thought he showed his face in Wano though. A lot of people did. Here's the intel on Captain Kidd. Okay. So he's from the South Blue. Are we gonna get some more information here? We did get a lot from the SBS. Looks like he's quite the troublemaker. Well, not anymore, apparently. All right, that troublemaker seems like he died in the Grand Line, in Paradise. How many ships are there? I'm counting 9. I see some faces from the wanted posters. All right, kid, you gotta show out here. Come on, man. This is either gonna be like Kid actually gaining some respect, or it's gonna be the death of any possible respect. It doesn't matter. I'll annihilate all of you in 10 seconds. With my damned punk. Okay. So he's now pulling out the Glock again. The washing machine Glock, as some people calls it. Oh, snap. I was like, why is that shaded, bro? I was like, why do they shade that like that? Okay, so this could be a good balance, you know. All right, so we can see this is what could have happened. This is what the damage Kid could have done. And he would have just tore through them dudes, which I like to see. I wish he actually did it. But Oda's got to show off Shanks. It's Shanks. Oda's going to show off Shanks. He's got the future sight. He's seen it already what's going to happen. The damage is too severe. You know, you must have seen a bad future, Dan. A little Beckman just talking in the side. Okay. Oh, man. Yeah, people are burning. Okay. That's the Useless Kid we wanted to see. It's in an alternate future, unfortunately. But I'm glad he had that conviction. Yeah, the people are screaming. People are dying. Quite a feat. Quite a imaginary feat, unfortunately. Man, Oda, you should have just given it to him. Huh? Red hair. Oh, see, uh-oh. Are we about to get a crazy spread down here? Divine departure. Here comes the sword. People getting knocked out already just from him, like, withdrawing the sword. Oh, yeah. That Glock going in pieces there. Conqueror's hockey coming right through. I want to see how Kid was able to eat this attack. It's kind of hard to tell right now, but some of his crewmates got knocked out. That's for sure. And that gun's probably getting sliced up. Oh, yeah. No, that ship's in bad shape as well. Now he's the one taking damage. It's not looking good. What is Oda's plan for Kid, man? Is it really just to take L's? How is he going to even, like, make an impact in Elbaf at all? if he stays there. Okay, looks like he ate it well enough. He's bleeding a little bit, obviously. Looks like he's still conscious and stuff, though. Boss. Wow, man. Oh, man. He's just walking through these dudes. Hold on. Wait. We need some better. Okay, yeah, he's just, oh man, he's got the silhouette on his face. This man is serious. Kid is down, but oh, Killer, how did Killer take that too? What happened to you, man? He even got Killer who came in to cover. Okay, so Killer came in with a protection. Kid is still down, laying down. Boss ain't even moving. Oh my God, he'll die. We forfeit. He's a no. Please. Please don't kill our boss right here. Here are road poneglyphs. Snap of a finger. Like that. This is all we have. Oh my God. Oh, the red-haired man has shown up. He has shown up. Captain, over here. Oh, no way, bro. Not Dorian Broggy either. Not Dorian Broggy. Oh, they about to become right on that goldfish too. What? Look. Something on that eye. Okay, Shanks is being ruthless as well. Uh-oh. Yeah. You little runts. If you point a loaded gun at someone's hometown, be prepared to suffer the same fate. Fly little callback to chapter 1. Hakoku sovereignty. Oh, no way. Y'all did not do the kid pirates like this. Not like this. Whole ship gone down. Killer and kid damn near dead in one attack. They said, please, no more. In Elbaf, New World, the kid pirates, spearheaded by the 3 billion berry man Eustace Captain Kidd, an absolute powerhouse, were utterly destroyed. Break next week. Oh my God, I'm so surprised we got this. I am shocked that we actually got this. But my God, listen. You gotta feel bad for Kid at this point, bro. You gotta feel a little bad for him at this point. Just came in and just got wiped. Just got wiped. All right, chat. We gotta talk. Let me throw some low-down music to unwind a little bit here. Okay. Scroll down. Somebody says scroll down. 678 people out here. What a chapter, bro. Streets were not lying. Streets were not lying. Chapter of the year? Probably. Oh my God. Oh man. Kid is a walking hell. Do we think it's like good that he got an imaginary feat? Like even Shanks said, quite a feat. Too bad it's not gonna happen. Like, is that pouring salt on the wound, or does that actually add to it? I think it adds to his personality a little bit. I think it adds to his personality a bit, showing that he's still got that in him. He's still got that dog in him that he's ready to kill people. But feet-wise, that's rough. That's a rough one. Imaginary, it was. That's what it was, bro. It was an imaginary feat. Shanks literally called it. He's a nice imaginary feat, bro. Quite a nice imaginary feat. That ain't gonna happen, though. 2 in 1, clapped and packed up like it was nothing. And the way Oda, Oh, the way Oda did the Kid Pirates? Hold on a second now. I gotta drop a poll, people. I think I gotta drop a poll. Kid Pirates or the Heart Pirates? All right, because the Heart Pirates put up a fight. Those dudes actually did stuff. Blackbeard pulled up against Law. If you compare to this Law, the Law interaction with Blackbeard versus what just happened here, my goodness, hold on now. You guys know, I was absolutely tearing through the Heart Pirates in Wano. All right, these guys like, oh my God, Captain. Just like merchandise in the back shelf the entire time in Wano. But we gotta give respect where it's due. And people, I gotta ask the question. Who is stronger? Now, Killer, we gotta remember Killer. Killer did do his thing in Wano, so you gotta consider that. But we gotta also consider the show out now post Wano. Post Wano was that was the two scenarios compared side by side is crazy. Heart Pirates is killing the poll right now. 69, 75. By the way, I missed it earlier. Rickon, appreciate you for being a member for 16 months, bro. The worst timeline. This was Kid Pirate Sub-Odie. Oh my God. Imagine getting Sub-Odied after you got a 3 billion bounty. All right, it's not worth it, man. They ain't get they got the clout. They got the they're leeching off Luffy's clout. Heart Pirates getting their respect, all right? Well deserved. Well deserved. I gotta say it. After all the slewing, all the slewing I gave them in Wano for just being literally cheerleaders. They showed out. They definitely showed out much better. All right, even if you don't want to talk in terms of power, the way these guys folded. He said, we forfeit. He said, we forfeit. Please don't kill it. Here's our Poneglyphs. This is all we got. Please. Oh, no, man. Not like that. Yeah, looks like it's gonna be hard for Kid Pirates. Kid Pirates down in the mud right now. That's for sure. Got some super chats coming through. Oxd Charlotte says Shanks would have done the same thing to Law and the Heart Pirates. Facts. Hashtag red haired use. Hashtag red hair use. Useful D kid forever. Useful kid. Spelled like that is also hilarious, man. Like these stream. But I'm for real, I'm sad, bro. Listen, I feel for you. Any kid fans that were barely holding on, all you guys walk away with is, like, listen, the imaginary feat is not as bad. Like, it, for a moment, I think for me, I've always said I want to see Kid's personality come back, right? Kid's personality, that savage, that menace that we were supposed to get since Sub-Odie, right? The guy that had a higher bounty than Luffy. All right, the guy kind of disappeared in Wano, okay? He said, I'll go take Big Mom, you can take Kaido. Apu, I don't care about you anymore, apparently. So that was always my issue with Kid. But as far as power-wise, anybody still believing in him? Whatever respect he gained in Wano for pulling out the washing machine Glock and blasting Big Mom, that thing just got snapped in half in one attack, and he got 2v1'd and one-shotted with Killer. Rough. It's a rough day for kid fans. Man, that's crazy. That's crazy. Race M. Lucas, thank you for the super chat. Shanks saw Kid was capable of mass destruction, so he had to pull a stop swiftly. Shanks' action here proves Kid is very serious. Listen, I don't think anybody genuinely thinks Kid is, not top 30 at this point, right? I think if you believe that, you just really hate Kid and you're really pushing the agenda. But getting one shot's kind of crazy. Getting one shot at 2v1 is pretty crazy. All right, that's pretty crazy. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. As far as what he'll probably have more. I don't think he's dead. I don't think he's dead. Imagine if this is the last that we see of the Kid Pirates. That'd also be crazy. I think given that he's by Elbaf, I'm not so sure Shanks is gonna be involved in Elbaf now. I don't know. It looks like he's about to leave. So like, interesting. Maybe the Kid Pirates maybe the Kid Pirates get involved in Elbaf and they have a way to redeem. Maybe this humiliation really like turns Kid into more villain as well. We'll see. King Dreams, thank you for super chat. Easy double kill. Yeah, double kill is crazy, bro. Double kill is crazy. Double kill is pretty crazy. Listen, there's a lot of chats flowing by, so I'm missing a ton. You guys just got to repeat it if you really said something that I missed. Just don't spam it. Kuya, member for 4 months. Appreciate you. I know you've been part of it much longer. It must have been paused in between there or something. Bounty decrease for useless mid. The guy is a joke. Yeah, man. I'm not gonna lie. I think after a while, most people already said like they're kind of getting some like, I don't know what to call it. It's like Luffy's leftover clout that they're getting there. You know what I'm saying? Because they definitely did not do the same level. They even said it themselves during the raid. They're like, listen, man. Hey, if Luffy loses, we're fucked. Cause I ain't got none. Kid is dead? No, I don't think Kid is dead. The same way Magellan went Hydra on the Blackbeard Pirates back in Impel Down, Shanks went Kamusari on the Kid Pirates. Hey, that's why to this day Magellan. Hey, listen, I'm a Magellan fanboy. I'ma just fully admit it. But Magellan gets disrespected in the power scaling conversations way too much. All right, let's not forget what this man was able to do. Wiped out probably the 2 top pirates that are going to be competing for the One Piece in one arc while he was still shitting in between. Shitting his brains out in between, wiped out the top 2 future pirates. He said, I'm going to take out Luffy, I'm going to go take a dump, then I'm going to take out Blackbeard. We need to host a community funeral for the Kid Pirates? Oh, man. Artharva, number 1. L for spamming. Number 2, L for not using your eyes, and look up at the top of the chat, bro. It's right there, pinned for you. F's in the chat for Kid. Well, let's get some F's in the chat for Kid, man. He deserves some F's. I don't think he's dead, but that L was death worthy, bro. We should get some F's in the chat, because that was crazy. That was crazy. Not just for Useless Kid, but the Kid Pirates as a whole. Getting double killed in one attack after he pulled out the Glock. All right. Getting an imaginary feat from Oda. All right, Shanks saying that's quite a nice imaginary feat. Also, the rest of the Kid Pirates folding physically and literally with the road poneglyph saying, yo, here you go, Master Shanks. No more, please. And then getting absolutely dusted afterwards by Dory and Bragi. That is the definition of a punching bag, ladies and gentlemen. What more? What more do you want? Oh man. That's rough. That's a rough one. That's a rough one. The real panel. How quickly it just goes from Kid pulls out the Glock. Right, look. I'll give you a show it a little bit. Kid pulls out the Glock here. It's like, oh shit, uses Kid. And then you see, it's like, oh shit, he did something. But why is it? At first I didn't even realize it was a future sight, right? Because I was like, why is it blacked out? It's like, oh, he's not actually gonna get this feat. All right. Shanks says, oh, that's quite a feat. Yoink. Yoink. You're not having that. Comes over 2v1. All right. 2v1. Kid killer laying down on the ground. Boss ain't even moving. He'll die. Boss ain't even moving. Yo, the Shanks. The way Shanks has people reacting. Green Bull literally like, oh, nah, my bad, bro, my bad. Now you got Heat or Wire. I don't even know their names because that's how irrelevant they've become. He's like, yo, please. Oh man, that's rough. That's rough, man. That's rough. Them lame ass Giants almost got killed by Mr. 3. Not like this. Not like this. Listen, listen. Dorian Broggy are my boys. I was hyped when they came back. But that's a crazy toxic angle to take, man. That's a toxic angle to take. You know what you're doing, Billy Bob. Beppo overkiller. Hold on, I gotta go to the bathroom real quick. I'll be right back. Bear with me a little bit. Shit, I might as well just... All right, we're back. Crying over the kiddo. Yes, that's why. That's why I went to the bathroom. Oh man, Mike stream. JD Garcia gonna. Oh nah, I'm sure he will. I'm sure a lot of people are gonna be having a field day. Matter of fact, I think it's let me unmute the thousands of words that I have muted. And then I want to take a peep at Twitter, see the reaction. Because that's oh man. Look at, hold on, I can even show y'all. Look at all. I said I'm not getting spoiled. Manga, Sanji, Zoro, Marines. I said I'm not getting spoiled this chapter. And I didn't think, I thought Shanks was like, there was no, I was so certain Shanks was not going to show back up. I didn't even mute the word Shanks. Here, let me unmute all these words and then I'm gonna peep Twitter, see if anything funny popping up. I'm sure some memes are going for sure. Odin tanked divine departure, kick out one shot, 2v1 is a double kill, bro. Not just one shot. Abyssal Leviathan, thank you for super chat. Shanks made an admiral scream and one shot apart. That's what I'm saying. That the reactions Shanks gets out of these dudes is crazy. just the reactions. So like, break week this week too? Hey, you know what? I'm feeling Because I was saying I'm going to save the top 30 until Kizaru actually does something. But this chapter might be worth doing the top 30 in break week. Y'all want to see that? Y'all think it's a good time to pop up the top 30 stream for break week? Cause this shit might be a good time. Been too long. Yeah, I was supposed to do it beginning of the year, but then I went to Puerto Rico and then the timing got messed up. Top 30. Getting the boys together. Of course, yes. We got to get the boys together. I'll try to probably bring a couple new people on as well. And yeah, we could probably run it. We could probably run it next week. It works out well as well because next weekend I'm not gonna be doing much. Maybe Saturday. Blackbeard number 1. Listen, you know I believe in Blackbeard number 1. All right, I've been on that. I'm not gonna lie, my agenda has not been holding up too strongly. After because last year I had Blackbeard 1, Dragon 2. And now both my guys on Fraud Watch. Because, like, listen, I think Blackbeard still beat Law. But after what Shanks just did to the Kid Pirates, that's looking pathetic now, man. Oh, man. Send it a top 30 list. Send it in as in like to show the stream or like just to send it to me. If you want to hit me up, you can always hit me up on Discord. But if you want to show it in the stream, Discord works as well. But we'll figure it out next week because I gotta still organize and stuff. Bro, people were not even reacting. People were reacting to the spoilers. Remember Heat? Oh my god. Not like this. Who found this? Not like this. Hold on a minute now. Shout out Denji Key Vinspoke on Twitter for this find. Is he begging for help? That's pathetic. Oh man, that's oh my god, what a find. What a find. Oh my god. That's this. That's please. Oh no. People are yeah, the Trafalgar Law stocks are up. Here's the intel on Kid. Shanks don't people saying Shanks don't even know who he is. Mihawk ain't doing what Shanks did. After this chapter, it's gonna be hard to put Mihawk. Like, listen, I'm a narrative-driven power scaler, but these feats are crazy, bro. These feats are crazy. Y'all know I'm a narrative-driven. All right, I still think Blackbeard is elite, but now I'm just thinking like. I think eventually Blackbeard will be that guy because Luffy has to face him, right? But these feats are crazy, man. That's what I'm saying now. Like, I still think Blackbeard will be that guy. But these feats are too much to overcome. So we got SpongeBob memes out here. They saying this is Kid and Killer. people are throwing. We got funerals for. It's in Spanish. I don't even know what it says, but listen. The language of L's speaks for itself. This is saying Kid got put in a body bag. All right. R.I.P. Look at these memes, bro. Look at By the way, the only reason I'm passing back and forth because Twitter be wilding sometimes. I don't want some crazy shit to pop up on stream. But these are, oh man, that's crazy. Yo, who sent me this super chat earlier? That was still saying like useful Captain Kid. Cause this is a Kid fans right now, man. He's a Kid fans right now, man. Just out there. Man, one day, right? One day we gonna get some feats. we got Tony Snap. Oh my god, they killing him. They killing him. They killing him. No, when I not like this. Not like this. Look. Nah, this is elite. This is chapter of the year by far. This is chapter of the year. This is clearly chapter of the year. Heart Pirates up 1-0, man. Heart Pirates, they were down bad, man. They were the regular season. They were struggling. They were struggling in the regular season. But listen, when it came playoff time, the Heart Pirates they fought. They fought. These guys are begging. These guys are begging. And also, like I said, that little message where it's like, hey, you sure kid is like not still injured? That ain't no excuse, all right? It's been weeks. It's probably been like a month. No excuses there. No excuses there. Okay, he is fully healthy. He is fully healthy. Now, Heart Pirates didn't get swept, all right? You had John Bart tanking the Van Auger snipe. Sachi and Penguin out there spitballing from underneath, all right? It's looking goofy, but they fighting. They're putting up the fight. All right, they're going down swinging. The Heart Pirates here begging for their lives and then still getting decked. That's crazy. That's crazy, man. Martin Punk, if you watch my reaction right now, the thumbnail art looks good, bro. You can send it to me. We was discussing that. The next video I'm dropping, working on right now. It's gonna be a what if. I'll leave it at there. Honestly, John Bart might crack top 30. Shanks even checked if he was all healed up. He said, "Hey, is he hurt?" Because I don't want to put him down that bad. You know what I'm saying? Low key's like little broing him. He's like, "Oh, that was pretty good. What I just saw in the future there, that was quite a feat. Not bad. Are you sure you're not hurt from Wano still?" L Smith, thank you for the super chat. Useless Captain Mid and Filler got Filler, not Filler. That's the first time I've seen that, bro. Filler. Oh my god. Nah, Filler is elite. Useless Captain Mid was always there. It's like clever. Filler is elite, bro. Filler is elite. They might get good character development arc now, though, because they need it. We'll see. I think they'll definitely be involved in Elbaf, right? They gotta be, given that they just got knocked the fuck out by Elbaf. So eventually, when we go to Elbaf, they'll probably get involved. Maybe this turns them into villain, right? Because like the kid we saw in Wano, that guy was not gonna be a villain. That guy was not gonna be a villain because he was not the same guy from Saboti. Maybe after this humiliation, he comes back. And he's like, yo, you know what? Fuck this. Oda doing me dirty. Everybody walking over me, and he just starts killing people. And he's just going back to the absolute menace, savage. And at the very least, I want to see him go down swinging or something, man. Because at this point, he's just a punching bag. But nah, filler is crazy, bro. Filler is crazy. I'm stealing that. I'm gonna tell you right now. Filler is that's elite. That's elite. I wonder if Reddit's got anything. I might just check. Oh yeah, because Reddit doesn't drop the thread until TCB comes out. They're missing out, bro. Listen, OP scans, hell of a chapter. Great quality. I didn't notice a single thing. There was no hiccups or anything. Elbath, the land of elves. Elbath, oh man. Now, chat's cooking today, bro. Everybody is cooking today. The vibes in this stream is crazy. This chapter is chapter of the year for sure. Chapter of the year for sure, man. He's gonna have his Jabba ran on. Hold on. Where's the picture? I gotta find the picture. Killer thought kid thought he was that guy, man. Kid came and saying, oh man, the pictures. That's elite meme material. Who on a Blackbeard? Bro, I forgot. Who even cares about Egghead at this point, man? Does anybody remember what's even going on at Egghead? Translation without get that were readable. I'm still gonna read TCB, still gonna read Viz for a day early for coming on at like 11 on a Wednesday. Solid, rock solid, bro. Yeah, we got some memes going down here. Stop it, they're already dead. And like, it's just like, that was pretty brutal though. That was pretty brutal. They coming back and say, yo, we give you everything. They robbed them, took out their top two, double kill, robbed their ass, and then destroyed their ship anyways. Capone beige stock going up because he was eating some shots and he was eating some shots in Big Daddy mode. Capone beige stock going up. That's crazy. My word. There's the Roger meme. Low-key, Shanks did do what Roger did to Odin when they first met. Does this upscale Mr. 3 then? Yo, Mr. 3 stock going up? Big Daddy greater than our Kid Pirates. Oh no, it's looking bad, bro. This is why like comparisons technically don't really work if you really get down to the nitty and gritty of the power scaling. Cause like obviously like Mr. 3 is not stronger than like the Kid Pirates and stuff like that. But maybe some of the bums on there, but like it's funny though. That's just funny. How many poneglyphs? He should have 2. Right? Or is it 1? No, he might only have 1. Because Law gave him the Wano one. Oh, no, he has 2. He has Big Mom's too. He did steal Big Mom's poneglyph. He did steal Big Mom's poneglyph. He has 3? No, he doesn't have. What there would be no reason for Law to give him the one from Zoe. There's no reason. Law has that one. Or are you counting the actual folds? That's some. I'm just going off memory. Let me count I can count the actual folds. Hold on. 1. It does look like might look like, but like you can't never tell, you know? Maybe there's like separate pages or something. I don't know. I don't see any reason why Law would give him Luffy. Was it Luffy that gave it to him? It was Law that did though, right? I feel like Law would be like, nah, man. It's Ramadan. Shouts out to everybody celebrating Ramadan. Well, Oda just gave us a banger in Ramadan. I'll tell you that much. If Mama, you have not read the chapter, you get the fuck out of here right now. Go read that chapter. Law gave him 1? No, I think... Yeah, Law gave him 1. But he has the one from Big Mom's territory. So he should have 2 by himself. He said he stole 1 from them. All Shanks fans celebrating Ramadan laws because they be eating. Bro, chat is cooking today, man. Y'all are on heat today. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, I missed the super chat? My bad, Ox. Ox, my bad. I missed that earlier. Nigel, shout out to you, man. Thanks for pointing that out for me. Shanks' top 1 could have done this to any crew, even the Straw Hats. Useful D kid didn't get a Rayleigh. He faced the Yonkos back to back. Hey man, listen. If if you want to cope that way, it's fine. But it's not looking good for your boy. It's not looking good for your boy in this one. I'ma just tell y'all right now. He's gonna get cooked this entire week for the next 2 weeks. Leaving him on a break week like this, he's getting cooked and he's getting cooked for a while, man. He's getting cooked for a while. Listen, obviously, like I mentioned earlier, I don't think Kid is like absolute bum, but it's a tough look. This is a tough look, especially after Law's crew kind of showed out. But I do think the Shank stocks are way up. All right, he's done a lot of like, here's what power I have, here's what power I have. You're scared of me, you're scared of me. But he's actually tearing through people this time. Ryo, thank you for being a member for a month. Garp is about a dog walk through Hachinosu. Listen, man. I like both Garp and Blackbeard. My Blackbeard agenda was very high. I still think eventually he gets there. But after what Shanks just showed out, unless Blackbeard Dex Garp, it's gonna be hard to put him near the top there. I gotta say he's gotta get even stronger out of that interaction, or get another devil fruit or something, because right now it's not looking good. It's not looking good right now. Les with a 5, thank you for the super chat. What do you think about Aokiji being on the ship either for reinforcement or to stop another Ohara? Aokiji, listen, Kuzan, I've said this from the beginning, right? Because when the Blackbeard pirates went to Law, Blackbeard was like, I didn't know which one of you were going to show up. So I was like, oh snap, okay, then he's probably split up his forces in different ways. And maybe Kuzan goes to Egghead specifically because there's so many connections here from Eni's lobby with like Lucci and Robin and, you know, everybody coming together. But story-wise, I do think it might make more sense for him to get involved with the Garp stuff if Garp is actually Sword, right? Like I talk about it as if like it's almost confirmed because I like that idea so much of Garp being Sword. Law I'm not as completely behind on, but he could, like, now that everybody's going in one place, it seems suspicious. Kobe is there as well. So it feels like Kuzan would make more sense in that storyline. But Blackbeard's making moves. Whoever's coming through here, the scale of this incident, the narrator was not fucking around. I thought he might have been capping a little bit and like big news Morganing it. But like if Blackbeard is here and like Shanks might be pulling up because he just asked about Blackbeard and he's leaving Elbaf now. And like we know Elbaf is relatively close enough. This incident might be getting to some real astronomical scales here. As far as I think the reason they're actually there, I think there are two things you can look at, right? Number one, Blackbeard was interested in Boa Hancock's fruit specifically, which initially you might think that's like, maybe he just wants strong fruits, but going after Boa specifically by himself, that feels like a bigger deal. So maybe he's going after S Snake here to try to get that fruit as well. Maybe Vegapunk to recreate that fruit, or maybe just the Straw Hats or whoever went to Egghead to get their poneglyphs too, if they have any extras. Abyssal Leviathan, thank you for the super chat. Reverse Ohara parallel. I think Kuzan is on the Blackbeard ship headed to Egghead and will defend this time, unlike Ohara, and he technically could. That's a good way to look at it. I'd be fine with it either way. I see OP Scans in chat. What's good, man? Great chapter, boys. And also shout out to y'all for warning me on Twitter that this was going to be the chapter of the year, because it absolutely was. Matter of fact, I'm gonna hit y'all with a moderator. But yeah, I really like that angle, Abyssal Leviathan, because that's a good way to you know, have Kuzan a narrative reason to be there for like you know, for what it could contribute to his character arc. But I also am perfectly fine with him getting involved in the whole Garp situation, because that also makes a lot of sense for the sword connection there. Nigel, I just want to include in the super chat. Fun, to be honest. Appreciate you, bro. Thank you for your support for the long time. I think you're getting close to that 2-year mark, which is crazy. Appreciate the long time support, man. And then there's another Ryo with a super. Is this where the Grand Fleet gets involved? I didn't think so last chapter. When we heard about the incident last chapter, I was like, probably not, because it happened. I still think the timeline is a little sketchy, right? Because it's happening tomorrow. For the Grand Fleet to get here that fast, I still feel like there needs to be some really good explanation for how they got here so fast. I don't think the Weaver card argument is that strong of an argument, because you could say like, okay, so Luffy goes down multiple times, pretty much dies in Wano. So maybe they saw that Weaver card and now they're going to Egghead and to follow up Luffy. But the thing is, Luffy is fine now. So after he went down, he come back up. So his Weaver card would have burnt to like a crisp, and maybe they got alerted like, oh fuck, we gotta get there. But then it comes back to full after he gets healthy, and now it's been like a month. So like, unless they were just like, listen, it's too late to go back now, let's just go, then like, you know, the travel for them to get there in just one day feels a little, you know, not inconsistent, but like unrealistic, I guess. That's the same reason why I think like Dragon showing up would be like you need a really good explanation, because Dragon especially, we saw like literally like 10 chapters ago that he was all the way back in paradise. He got to fly over the red line and everything, so he got to really book it. You know what I'm saying? Plus he's got Kuma to worry about. LeBron is stronger than Shanks. That's the real question. This is chapter of the year and all, and like we're slandering Kid, but what does this mean for LeBron James's legacy? The Bartolomeo connection is a good point, by the way, because there is a Shanks connection there. Shanks is going after Bartolomeo. He was talking about Bartolomeo. So like, is Shanks actually coming to Egghead after getting intel on Blackbeard? Or is he heading actually to Bartolomeo? And then this incident is actually just the Marines, Blackbeard, and the Straw Hats, and of course the Punks. I don't know. Either way, the scale of it is already far bigger than what I thought it was going to be. If Kizaru and Saturn are able to make it to Egghead by tomorrow, I don't think it's impossible for the Grand Fleet to show up late. I don't see... You make a good point about Saturn. Saturn got there pretty fucking fast, didn't he? He did get there pretty fucking fast. And I didn't really question that. Like, Kizaru, he showed up on a ship. I guess you could say, like, maybe... Man, travel is weird though, right? Because it took weeks to get from Wano to Egghead. It was like weeks had passed for that to happen. I guess it's one of those things, maybe you just have to look at it like Heights in One Piece, where it's like, you just gotta ignore the specifics. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't do too much research into it, and it's just a much more fun story. I might have to go to the bathroom again, bro. I was chugging water because I was screaming like crazy after the after the chapter, so I gotta go through the bathroom real quick again. Since it's just gonna be a chair anyways, I'm gonna throw an ad in there. All right, yo, quick personal question. How y'all bladders, man? Because I'm 26 and I pee like crazy. I always thought, like, my bladder is way too small. Like, I don't know. Like, this is TMI. But, like, if I drink, like, a good amount of water in a short amount of time, I'll pee, like, 3 times in, like, 2 hours. It's crazy. So, like, there'll probably, I'm just warning you, there'll probably be another bathroom break within the next half hour to an hour before stream ends. We got another super chat. Did I miss one earlier? I don't think so, right? I don't think so. No. All right, word. Les, thank you for the super chat. If this is what Mihawk was dealing with then, Zoro's job got more difficult. And the story top 30s are going to take a hit with what just happened. Yeah, man. The levels are upping. Cause like we thought like these guys were getting close to getting close to Yonko level, but like there's levels to this shit, it looks like, man. Now you gotta think about Shanks stopping Kaido at Marine Ford and what that actually, before he went to Marine Ford, and what that actually looked like. You know what I'm saying? So now, like, there's a lot to think about because this feat was crazy. This was a crazy feat. I'm turning into York, bro. Maybe that's why, man. I'm peeing for multiple people at once. I'm T York. Seen this theory on the Goro say Devil Fruits and Joy Boy knew this, so he made Laugh-Tale the island where no Devil Fruit user can enter, and that's why they haven't gone and got the One Piece. I've not seen that theory, but to be honest, whenever it comes to like it's hard. I know it's hard for you to explain these types of theories because, like, when it comes to like big theories like that, there's so much different things going on with those types of theories. But it sounds interesting, though. Divine DeBart, yeah, like how often can he actually use this? It looks like he didn't break a sweat even. Black Lightning thing for the super chat. I just realized Kid and Law have never fought someone with Advanced Conquerors Hockey. Big Mom had it, but for some reason never used it. That's why I don't rate Big Mom as high, man. When we do the top 30 next week, which I think is definitely going to happen now after how much you guys backed in like this chapter, I just feels like the right time. Big Mom is going to be lower for me, man. Because, like, she's got the bag. We all know she's got the bag. The crazy Devil Fruit, Advanced Conquerors Hockey, everything, all right? She's got the bag. But that fight IQ just ain't right, man. She ain't got the IQ like that. And then like she got bodied by Kid and Law without like it taking them seriously really ever. Low IQ, exactly. Got the bag. Who's a good NBA player comparison? Who's got like all this athleticism in the world, but like got like no IQ? I'm trying to think of like, you could have said that about Andrew Wiggins, by the way, for a long time. But now he's turned himself into quite a good solid role player. Ben Simmons is Big Mom. All right, Big Mom, not Ben Simmons level. Maybe Philly Ben Simmons. Maybe Big Mom is Philly Big Ben Simmons. But yeah, Big Mom's not Brooklyn Ben Simmons, all right? Because that's like that's Brooklyn Ben Simmons is Amnesia Big Mom. Brooklyn Ben Simmons is an Amnesia Big Mom. Philly Ben Simmons is like maybe Big Mom right now because that he did make a couple All NBA teams back then. Oh wait, no, Big Mom's Russell Westbrook is way better. Big Mom's Russell Westbrook is way better because he can actually get to like an MVP level. But like he couldn't actually win a championship. You couldn't win a championship with him. You know what I'm saying? No, yeah. That's a much better one. Westbrook is old now, obviously. But like I'm talking about like prime Russ. Both Yonkos are going to lose no matter what. You're trying to make sense of the plot, but like we just having fun discussing. That's what power scaling is. At the end of the day, Oda does not give a damn about power scaling that much in which he goes into the specifics, right? But if we're going to make top 30 lists and stuff like that, we got to overanalyze. You know, but I just don't take it that seriously. Westbrook average triple-double for sure. And Big Mom's a Yonko. Elite strength. But you can't win a championship with him. Dory and Bragi top 30? Nah, like they just destroyed the ship at the end of the day, right? That was just like I was just like kicking them while they were down. Literally, they were begging for it at that point. It's like, please. And it was just like, nah. I mean, we've seen what they were able to do, right? Like they wiped out that shit, that big ass goldfish like it was nothing. Looks like they got some new weapons, by the way, which is cool to see. That reunion is going to be so much fun when they actually get to see the Straw Hats again. Sojourn, are you reading this in live time? Are we getting your live reaction? Not like this. Our drummer 2, thank you for the super chat. Mihawk slander should stop. He destroyed 50 ships. I don't think this. Do you think this hurts Mihawk stock? You guys think this hurts Mihawk stock or it makes it higher? I feel like at worst it's neutral. If anything, it probably goes higher. Kid is Dylan Brooks is crazy. Higher, right? Because like for me, they were always equal. And if you could say it goes lower in the sense that it's harder to put Mihawk above Shanks after what Shanks just showcased, and we haven't seen that level from Mihawk. But for me, they're always gonna be equal until we see otherwise. You know what I'm saying? Cause like the comparisons and information that we've gotten. So like, while I think on one hand, after seeing this, I think it's very difficult to put like Mihawk above Shanks. I still think overall this makes Mihawk stock higher. Could Mihawk climb to number 2 now? Because now Shanks is going to be a lot of people's top 1. Could Mihawk potentially climb to 2 for some people? Might for me, I don't know. I'm going to have to think about that. Buggy is 2. Buggy is 0. Buggy is number 0. Let's get that clear. Shanks top 1. Yeah. I mean, a lot of people, listen, I'll admit when I'm wrong. Like the Shanks top 1 argument, I didn't see for a long time. Cause like I always said, I'm more narrative driven when it comes to power scaling. Cause I think Oda obviously just cares about the story more in general. But like these feats are crazy, man. These feats are crazy. Garb Bill Russell. Garb Bill Russell is actually not a bad shout. Dragon, Shanks, Blackbeard, Mihawk, Luffy. See, Blackbeard stock is going down after this. Dragon's been on fraud watch ever since, for me, and I had him at 2 last year. Dragon's been on fraud watch since he let Kuma just fly away. Like, you just went through all this trouble to get him back, and then you just dipped. Law Abdul Jabbar. I did say fraud watch, man. Listen, because like I've been back in drag. He let me down. I was saying, listen, man, Garp for me, top 4 all time. All time, top 4 at his prime. Luffy, probably the future GOAT. All right, he's probably going to be the GOAT. You tell me Dragon in his prime right now, still pretty young and healthy, is not a beast, but he's not showing out. He's not showing out. After all that work Sabo went through, and the revolutionary officer, Sabo damn near dead, got his ass blown up. After all that, it's just like, Kuma, what are you doing? Stop. Oh no, he's gone. Oh man. This Shanks stuff is also just completely taken over this stuff. There was another half to this chapter, if we want to talk about the other half of this chapter. Blackbeard we discussed a little bit, but this big war and also what's it called? York as the traitor. York as the traitor. One of the videos I was gonna actually maybe watch was my guy Marshall D. Preach had dropped a video that Atlas is maybe actually the mastermind behind all this. But I feel like now that we've seen this scene now, I guess technically, now that we've seen this scene, I feel like it's pretty much confirmed to be York. Especially because we got like, now the flashback was still in Egghead though. Does that make sense? You know what? Actually, I don't think it hurts the case. Because when the Seraphim showed up, like I said, the only person that wasn't around was Atlas. Atlas was getting fixed up, right? And we haven't seen like York interact with the girl saying like an actual flashback or something. So we might still watch that video. Hawaiian Punch. Have a good night, brother. And then there was also a Sawyer video based off of last chapter talking about what this grand incident would be. And I'm interested in that one as well. But we could save that for later in the stream if you guys want to see it. She didn't say kill Atlas. No, well, she did say kill everybody. Right? It says kill everyone, yeah. Except me and the hostages in the basement. But like the thing is, he wouldn't need to say Atlas if Atlas is actually York. And the Atlas we saw before. That's why I'm interested in it. Because like, what's the explanation behind Atlas last chapter? You know? There's a link to the website if anybody missed it. I got the Twitter linked up top. Hostage, why save them? The plan is still a little complicated, right? Because like I feel like York has to know that like it's not gonna be easy to become a celestial dragon. And if they're working with the Gorosei and giving them information, why capture the hostages of the CP agents in the first place? The Blackbeard Pirates is there to take advantage of the situation, always, right? They're always after something, right? So there's, I said this earlier, but there's multiple things that the Blackbeard Pirates could be after. One, we saw Blackbeard went after Boa Hancock's Devil Fruit in particular. Which is interesting that he placed that much emphasis on her alone. So could it be trying to come here, get S-Snake, steal that Devil Fruit somehow? I don't know how it will work because it's artificial, but you know, that could be one way to do it. Vegapunk as someone who could also make Devil Fruits. So that could be an option. And then you have, of course, going after whoever showed up at Egghead for their poneglyphs and whatever else they have, you know? Because maybe like Blackbeard, like let's say Kid shows up at Winter Island and Blackbeard was there and he defeats Kid, but only gets two poneglyphs, right? And he also doesn't know how many poneglyphs each person has. So I think he spread out his forces to go after different people, and Egghead in particular has multiple things to go after, even outside of, you know, the Straw Hats and what they have. York is dumb, but like, they're all still punks at the end of the day. She has access to the mega brain that is Punk Records. So she has so much information. She can't just be dumb, you know, unless she's just been like performing bodily functions for so long that her brain has rotten or something. But for her to pull off this masterful plan, it feels like no. She's clearly not dumb either. Yamato is definitely top 30. Yamato is like, I low-key blocked Yamato out of my mind after what happened to her. After what happened to her in Wano and her character in general. So like, I just like, probably, yeah. I just have to open my mind back to Yamato and like remember who she is and what she actually did. If Blackbeard killed... No, nobody's dying off screen. I don't think Garp dies off screen. Yamahu, yeah, Yamahu is what it is. I don't think Blackbeard dies off screen. Now I'm starting to think, though, we might see Garp versus Blackbeard. And if we actually get to see that, Garp might actually die. Like that like we actually see it. I don't think anybody dies off panel. Like that's why I don't think Sabo's dead. I don't think Law is dead. I don't think Kobe's dead, obviously. But if like we actually get to see Garp confront Blackbeard, then it's actually possible. But then again, as my guy Vito points out, death in One Piece Lamau. It also would be like, shouldn't Luffy be there to witness something like that, especially if it's Garp? You know, that's an argument. I don't know. I just wonder, like, you know, it's about like Shanks is showing out heavy here. Blackbeard has to climb. Maybe he's not at Shanks' level of hype right now, but yeah, he at least starts to have... He has to start climbing and climbing and climbing and show out some real feats of himself, because even people that don't think Blackbeard is the strongest right now think that eventually he has to be up there for Luffy to grow more and surpass him, right? So, you know, Blackbeard has to start to climb to that level. And I just don't know the situation between Garp and Blackbeard, how he walks away, gaining that respect while Garp also achieves something. Because I can't imagine Garp is going to be Eustace Kid to Blackbeard. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just not going to happen. Garp is beloved. He's a character people love. Like, Oda doesn't use Garp in that way. Kid, he does very often, as we just saw. So that's not that surprising. Although double kill with your crew begging on the floor is a pretty crazy thing. Vito, appreciate the support. Joining King Pirates Elite, bro. Luffy has no true hatred against Blackbeard. What do you mean? Of course he does. He's the reason Ace got captured in the first place, and so he contributes to Ace's death. Even in Impel Down, when he found out about it, he was trying to duke it out with him right there. Not as much as Akainu, but those are the two people he genuinely hates. Like, the two people Luffy really has beef with, personally, is Blackbeard and Akainu. Law dead if Blackbeard knows of the surgery. That's the thing, is though, Blackbeard doesn't seem to know about that. He didn't really covet Law's fruit. He said, I want your poneglyphs, you know? Rayleigh was able to fight. No, he wouldn't, though. He didn't, though. He literally said himself, good thing my reputation's good, because I would have lost. So quite literally, Rayleigh would have lost to Blackbeard. That's a fact. Straight from the man himself. Rayleigh knew Zoro is stronger than Kid, dude. I don't know who you're preaching to, because I said that already. In my what if current Zoro was in Baratier video. If you haven't peeped that, go check it out. It's a pretty long video, but it was a really fun discussion. But in that video, I broke down exactly how strong I think current Zoro is, and Zoro versus Kid and Law was a discussion. And spoilers alert, at the very least I had Zoro versus Kid. Law, you're gonna have to go watch the video for yourself if you haven't seen it. Marketing. Speaking of which, I also dropped a Rocks Pirate video yesterday. I'll link that probably by the time stream ends or something. I think Kid's stronger low key. I would make the argument Zoro's stronger, but like I don't want to get into that too much because that's a whole ass conversation of like me going through like everything they did on Roof Piece and all that. Rayleigh says I'm not sure I will win. Let me check the official viz. Because I know in at least like one of the scans it said I would probably lose. I don't remember what chapter it was on. Does anybody remember what chapter it was on? $10.59. Word. I'll trust you. Let's see if you're correct. Photographic memory. Yes, it is. Yeah, he literally said, here, I'll zoom in on it. So we don't get some weird, like, he says, at my age, I couldn't have possibly won. So it's not even I would have lost. He is fully confident that he would have gotten his ass beat. Don't think it was ever stated Rox was strong. I mean, he rivaled Roger, right? I don't think you're not really rivaling Roger if you're not at his level of strength. And he's not going to be the captain of all these crazy muscle heads if he's not strong. That's a point I made in the video as well, I think. I know Parvision has dropped a video, but he said to wait on it because he's going to come out with a second part. He's got a theory that like Rox is buggy, which like listen, Par's always got the craziest taglines, but my man always backs it up with his evidence. So when he drops that, we might have to check that out too. Why Kobe got captured? I think you know, my first initial thought when it happened was like maybe he wants to submit the bounty to like Cross Guild, but like I feel like Blackbeard's doesn't care as much about that. But, you know, maybe it's a hostage to use against the Marines. I think there's... When I talked to this about Randy, I think Randy said that, like, he brought it back to the Metal no Mi and that, oh, Kobe's kind of resistant to it in his own way. So, like, maybe Blackbeard could use him somehow to get the Metal eventually from Boa or from S-Snake. Maybe that's why he's headed towards Egghead right now. But then Garp would also have to be there. So maybe it's like a weird chase. Because, yeah, Blackbeard left Hachinosu. Garp is going towards there. Some kind of Blackbeard pirate just showed up at Egghead. So is Garp actually going to turn and have to U-turn around, come back to Egghead? It might all actually just go down in Egghead. It's like we already talked about Smoker when he probably does eventually show up, turning on the Marines. If Garp's in this whole situation with... Maybe that's why Kuzan shows up. Kuzan shows up to Egghead, and then we can actually get the best of both worlds if Blackbeard shows up himself to Egghead. And now Garp is going to be there as well. So all the sword stuff is going to get involved in Egghead, along with all the, you know, the narrative of like what happened in his lobby, of like another Buster call happening, especially with O'Hara too, and Robin being here as well. So Kuzan could actually have a pretty big role here if Blackbeard ends up coming and Garp ends up coming as well. Smoker who? Don't do Smoker like that. Not the same degree as Yamato. Come on now. Smoker's cool. Smoker's cool. When did a Blackbeard pirate go to Egghead? This chapter. Right before Shanks showed up, maybe you got distracted by Kid and Shanks, but like that was the last thing we saw. Egghead was a Blackbeard pirate ship pulling up. Caribou stocks up. Man, like I don't know if it's Oda's intention, but like we always just end up forgetting about him. Smoker was great until Virgo showed up. That was a tough look, but like you gotta really look at the intentions of like what he was trying to do. I still think Smoker's pretty cool though. I think his character arc's interesting, and I think eventually he's gonna reach that breaking point of actually switching sides. I don't think he's gonna join the Straw Hats like Morj does. I think that's one step too far. But I think eventually he's gonna have that moment, and it's gonna be a good like arc for his character to come full circle on. Dragon killing Saturn theory. You're gonna have to let me know what that is, because I don't know about that theory. Also, this might be a chapter worthy of dropping a chapter review on the main channel. Because there's just so much to discuss with just this power scaling stuff alone. Gaimon stocks. Oda did say Battle Royale coming. So I'm sure if Kuzan did show, it wouldn't be much aid to the Straw Hats. True. So maybe he needs more. Like Sword actually getting revealed in this arc as well. If Garp pulls up and Kobe's involved and Law is maybe involved. I'm the Weeb channel. I'm not. That's like a inconsistent channel, so I don't even mind people not subscribing. That's just like for people that are interested in my thoughts, that I do some chapter reviews from time to time. Last week I didn't even do one because honestly there wasn't that much to talk about. Like we found out York was the traitor, and like that was just like cool. York is a traitor. I didn't have any takes really to expand on. This week there's a lot to talk about. But if anybody is interested in the Weeb channel, I'll just link it in the chat. What do you think? Should we check out some videos? The two videos, here, I'll show y'all. I was looking at is we have Preach saying that Atlas is actually the real traitor. Oh, you can't see it here. There you go. Which I think is intriguing. It's 19 minutes and 25 seconds. We'll probably 1.5 speed it to bring it up a little faster. And then the Sawyer video, I was hooked right away when he put in Lodestar in the thumbnail. When he put that in the thumbnail, I was already hooked. But I checked a little bit of it out, and it's like talking about, like it was his chapter review for the week, or the chapter discussion, and it's talking about what this grand battle could be. So I think both of those could be interesting. If y'all wanna check it out or not, let me know. If not, we could just keep chilling. Chin, take a good night, man. Have a good night's sleep. Appreciate you stopping by. Watch Parvision rocks the buggy. Actually, I'm not gonna do that because let me move this. He literally said himself to me, I'm telling people not to watch it now so they stay safe from the vision. Loading up for round 2 of evidence already. So I'm gonna wait until he drops probably a second video and then peep that. Sawyer vid seems cool. We can peep the Sawyer vid. Morj's latest video, I don't think it has anything to do really with with this chapter though, no? Where is it? There's so many YouTube shorts now. It's like hard to follow the sub box. End of the world? Maybe we'll check that. What do we think? Y'all let me know. There's 3 options on the table. We have Atlas is the real traitor. Sawyer talking about this big incident and potentially Lodestar being connected. Then we have Morj's video, I assume about a similar thing. All around 19 minutes, ironically, about the same length. Just read the chapter, goddamn. You could read that in many ways. At first, I thought you said just read the chapter, goddamn, which maybe you still mean it that way. But in that case, I read the chapter already. But but yeah, hell of a chapter. Looks like Morj. Others who haven't seen, do a poll. Some of it is cool. He's just obsessed with Lunarians and National Treasure lately. Morj's video blew my mind. Alright. Well, we'll put Morj's video on for now. And that'll take us... Let's see, how long we running? Hour 40. That'll take us about the 2-hour mark. And then I might wrap things up around then afterwards. So let's just do that. And bring up the volume.
The first time that Oda teased
let me know how the volume is.
Great incident, it turned out to be the Marineford War. This time, the incident that Oda is teasing is the start of the final war. All signs point to the Egghead Island incident being the destruction of punk records, flooding the world with uncontrolled brainwaves of information.
Hey yo, Morj editing leveled up, bro. It's been a minute since I peeped the video.
Vegapunk's stored knowledge regarding the history of the world and the truth of the world government. This incident would be the moment that the curtain is pulled back on the truth of the One Piece dystopia, the revelatory moment for every kingdom and island that they are in fact living under an evil authoritarian regime that has been silencing people left and right to hide the truth. As the first arc of the final saga of One Piece, of course it makes sense that Egghead Island would kick off the final conflict of One Piece, and all signs point to this Egghead Island incident being the great trigger. The destruction of punk records is the catalyst for the war. And who else would be the cause of it than the man who upheaves the established order wherever he goes, Straw Hat Luffy. Let me break down why all signs point to the arc
good intro
with this incident, the destruction of punk records at the hands of Luffy. So before we get into it, make sure to subscribe for more videos every week. And just as York snuck up on Vegapunk, so too can big companies and cybercriminals sneak up on you while you're
no free clout.
My code Morj. So that aside, before getting into the details of Egghead Island itself, we need to work backwards.
That was a funny ass transition though. I gotta do that too sometimes, but that's funny ass transition.
We know that the final saga will conclude with a great war against the world government. The world government has been the true final boss of the story for the longest time. Overthrowing the celestial dragons at the head of the world government is what the will of D has been about all along. Everything is of course heading in this direction as the climax of One Piece. But there has always been one major thing missing for this final war, which is the truth. Why would anyone rise up against the world government? The countless nations and people of the world don't know. They don't know the true nature of the world government. Even places the...
See, I always assumed that would be like Luffy getting to Laugh Tale, finding out the truth, and then somehow the truth spreading. Obviously, Luffy is not going to do that type of thing, but like, let's say Vivi is there, reunited with the Straw Hats, finding out the truth. She might be able to do something like that. But using this incident as something of like, you know, like an O'Hara type of thing, but everybody actually knows what happened. That's actually good. I like that angle.
Straw Hats have saved, like Drum Kingdom, Alabasta, Water 7, Dressrosa, and so on, they don't know that the world government is evil. And even these islands have zero reason to rise up against it.
It is crazy how many people don't actually know.
Precisely because the world government has been able to successfully spin the
O'Hara
narrative
gone right.
that the government
It sounds wrong, but I know what you mean.
And anyone that disobeys it is evil. That was the key aspect of the world government's rule that was emphasized from the moment that its true nature was revealed in Eni's lobby. The focus was not just on the fact that it is an oppressive government, it was on the fact that it has a monopoly on the truth. This was the true tragedy of O'Hara, and the true tragedy of Robin. Not just that the government wiped out an entire civilization, not just that a little girl was hunted for decades, it was the fact that despite being helpless victims, Robin and the O'Harans were actually framed as the villains that deserved to be punished. It was this twisting of the truth to commit such heinous abuses of authority and then
elite propaganda, by the way.
So elite. That everyone takes the side of the world government and joins in on.
Even though they just never cleaned up O'Hara. If you just went to O'Hara, you could have found out the truth. I guess it is the Grand Line.
And hunting the supposed
but it wasn't technically not the Grand Line, but still, it's a lot to travel.
O'Hara, that was the true evil of the world government. And that's also what makes the world government such an unassailable foe. As Robin explains in Eni's lobby, to go against the world government isn't just about manpower. To go against the world government is to go against the world, because the rest of the world will always believe that the world government is in the right. That is why every righteous force for good in the story, the Straw Hat Pirates, the Whitebeard Pirates, the Roger Pirates, the Revolutionaries, whenever they go against the world government,
they worked overtime.
Always publicly
just forgot the books.
In the role of villains, as evil terrorists trying to destroy the world order. No one knows the truth about O'Hara, no one knows the truth of Lulusia Kingdom, and that is the ultimate problem. That as long as no one knows the truth, defeating the world government can never bring a true dawn to the world. Imagine if the world government were to be overthrown tomorrow by pirates and revolutionaries. The entire rest of the world would basically view it as the worst thing possible, the complete collapse of just order. Most countries would never understand that something truly great and positive has happened for them. They would view it as the worst.
If you think about it, they've done really well for this past like 700 years, that like everybody is just like, oh, you know, whatever. It's kind of fucked up. They tax us so much, but you know, like pirates are bad.
Possible outcome and an absolute victory for evil terrorist forces. Yes, there are some abandoned islands that are aware that the world government isn't good, but these are far and few between. The point is that even the general populaces of nations like Alabasta or cities like Water...
McCall, you underestimate like how much pull like propaganda have. Like you can see it these days in like the hive mindset on Twitter and stuff like that, to just bring into real life how easy it is to just get somebody to turn on someone. Like, it's not that unrealistic that happens, that people think Robin is actually a devil's child. It's a little cartoonish, but it's pretty realistic in terms of, like, an example.
7 would never have any reason to believe that the world government being defeated is a good thing. And there certainly would never be a cause for these types of islands to try and actively rise up and join the fight against the world government in a war. It's really not so easy as just having the Straw Hats and the Revolutionaries defeat the world government and then them telling the world that, hey, these guys that we took out were secretly really bad. It's the same exact reason everyone thought it was the end of the world when Whitebeard was fighting against the world government. No one would have viewed Whitebeard's victory as
that was a little dramatic. That might have been a little dramatic.
Was widely celebrated. If Whitebeard had won, even though we the reader know that's good, for the rest of the world it would be viewed as the end of civilization and order. I think we can assume that when the world government is truly defeated in the modern day, it will be important that most nations and people understand that this is the right, just thing that is.
That's why Buggy should be king. That could totally happen, where Luffy is a pirate king and then Buggy is actually the one. He makes it there because he was supposed to go there in the first place.
Happening, and that the world is in fact now entering a new dawn, an age of freedom. At the end of the day, freedom is what matters. For One Piece to truly be the ultimate epic about creating a world of freedom, well, the crucial component is the people of the world need to first realize...
Kid is not Vegeta, by the way. Vegeta actually comes back and gets some W's. Kid is just getting punched. He's just being treated as a punching bag.
that they are not currently free. Only then can the defeat of the world government feel like a wave of freedom sweeping the world. As such, for the world government to be unveiled for the villains that they are, for there to be a reason for the nations of the world to wish to rise up and fight against the government, for the nations to at least realize that they are not
is a good
currently
one.
free, the world government's monopoly on truth must be destroyed. That is an absolute necessity before the final war. And it goes both ways. The world government needs a reason to go to war as well. So far, the government's just been sneakily erasing lights from history on the down low as they've been doing, like with Lelucia Kingdom. But there's nothing yet to cause them to go full mask off and just go to war. The Gorosei have already hinted at possibly needing to perform a great cleansing soon, but we have yet to see any sort of trigger that would make them act on this. So what if everything in the final saga so far is leading to the same trigger? The moment the world realizes the truth about the world government. This could naturally be the same moment that the world government has to hit the panic button and actually go on the offensive and begin its great cleansing. So starts the final war. And here's the crazy thing. This all isn't just a hypothetical. What if I told you that this entire scenario that
I will say, I do think like this him saying that kind of changes my perspective of what that final war looks like. Because I always kind of imagined it as this one big final battle like Marineford. But like, if you think about warfare, it's like a dragged out thing, right? Between a lot of different moving pieces. We haven't gotten a war on that scale per se yet, right? All the wars we've been saying is like isolated to Wano, isolated to Marineford. So Egghead could trigger this grand scale war where Luffy is still trying to get to Laugh Tale and become the Pirate King, but warfare is happening all around him, you know? And hopefully that makes Dragon finally move a little bit, because like I said, Dragon's on fraud watch, even though I believe in him so much, but he's let me down a little bit.
I just described this exact same sequence of events. It has already happened in the story once before. There was, in fact, a complete arc that foreshadowed this entire exact series of events.
I'm guessing this is going to be the point.
I have already done a complete arc analysis explaining how Dressrosa is very blatantly and explicitly meant to be a microcosm of the entire world of One Piece. You can click on that video on the top right. But here is the short version. The One Piece world is ruled by celestial dragons. Dressrosa is ruled by a celestial dragon. The celestial dragons took over the world by deposing the ancient kingdom and rewriting history to make themselves seem like the good guys. Doflamingo took over Dressrosa by deposing the royal family and rewriting history to make himself seem like the good guy. The world government erases anyone that disobeys
so good at doing
history.
this, where he just finds all the parallels.
To erase anyone that disobeys.
This is Morj in his bag right here.
The One Piece world is a dystopia where no one knows how bad things are. Dressrosa is a dystopia where no one knows how bad things are. These are not coincidental parallels. Oda is extremely blatant with it. He outright spells it out for the reader that Dressrosa is explicitly meant to represent the world government in miniature. There is no subtext, there is no interpretation, this is overtly stated to be the point. And so looking at the state of Dressrosa, perfectly and deliberately paralleling the state of the One Piece world at large, what is the moment that everything in Dressrosa changes? It is the moment when Doflamingo's monopoly on truth is destroyed. Everything changes the moment that Sugar is defeated. The moment when all the memories are released.
Elite point.
The moment where suddenly
that is an elite point.
Comes rushing out across Dressrosa. Pandora's box is opened as everyone across all of Dressrosa is suddenly instantaneously flooded with information. Memories, history, all that information that Doflamingo had erased, suddenly and all at once everyone knows the truth. The truth about...
Obviously, it's not going to be to that scale, right? Like, Egghead won't really trigger that because he still won't know the truth. So in a way, you could still apply this to Luffy getting to Laugh Tale, finding out the truth and spreading that information somehow through his dad or Vivi or something like that. But this is an elite point to make as a reflection. Either way.
Doflamingo, the truth about what type of a ruler he is, the truth about what he does to those that disobey. That is the turning point of Dressrosa, and the turning point that launches the final conflict.
Could there be a bird cage too?
In the same moment that everyone realizes the truth, what does Doflamingo realize he must do in response?
Seal it in.
Great cleansing. The bird cage. The moment everyone in Dressrosa knows who Doflamingo actually is and what he actually does, Doflamingo decides that it's better to just wipe the slate clean and openly exercise absolute force. As he explains, while it was easier to sell people a lie and have them obediently obey,
True. And if you look at the recent events, things are really starting to spread, right? Like Sabo found out about Emu. Looks like what's his name? Vivi's dad, I'm forgetting his name, Cobra, was starting to ask questions. Nika is now out there and about spreading freedom, and there's more information he doesn't know. Vegapunk is looking into world government. It's like things are really starting to leak out here.
He was always willing to exercise open, absolute force if necessary. So, in a nutshell, Dressrosa,
Caribou knows about so much information as well.
The larger One Piece world. What happens there? The truth about the dystopic regime is revealed to everyone all at once. The people rise up in anger. Doflamingo begins the Great Cleansing in response, and the great climactic battle of Dressrosa begins.
As long as we don't have to climb to the top again, because that was too long.
We are at the start of the final saga. This saga
just don't reflect that part. We don't need a parallel to that.
The world government, but how would this war start? What would make everyone realize the truth about the world government? And what would make the world government decide to show its true colors and enact a great cleansing? Well, up till now, there was no built-in magic method to release the truth on a giant scale. It's not like the sugar effect in Dressrosa, where all of a sudden everyone—
Caribou Loki, the buggy of revolutionaries?
can magically simultaneously find out the truth about how evil the regime they are under actually is. Well, that is, there was no mechanism for that to happen up until Punk Records. It's genius. The entire story of One Piece has been building up to the importance of Vegapunk. But what is the true reason that he is so important to the story? Why
That's
was it
a
so
good
crucial
ass
that Oda started
angle.
building up the existence?
Because everybody looked at the evil angle, right? It's like, oh, the internet is bad for you. You know, it's like, you know, everybody's going to be connected to the same thing. Maybe AI takes over. But like if Vegapunk shares all this information with everybody, that's huge. Now you actually have a way. Like that's literally Vegapunk's dream in the first place.
Of some ultra genius scientist in the One Piece world. At the end of the day, Oda never needed to attribute all of the world government's technology to a single person. Oda could have just told us all along that the weapons we see, like the Pacifistas, are being developed by the world government's science division, and left it at that. It's a fictional story. We would never have questioned that the world—
Sometimes he goes a little off the rails with the theories, like Bambuku and like Green Bull being Zoro's dad, but like the man always sees stuff like really specific in terms of the story and narrative.
World government's resources allow it to develop high-level technology. But for some reason, it was always important that from the start, all this technology was
Caribou working with the Cross Guild?
One man.
That wouldn't make sense though. You gotta remember Caribou literally followed them from Sabaody as a rookie and did not get away at all at any point since then. So it doesn't make sense he works for anybody else, honestly. I genuinely think Caribou's just trying to sell the information to somebody.
A man who turns out to be a maverick with independent goals from the world government. Why? Why is it so important that the story had to have a Vegapunk? And on top of that, why are we starting the final saga with the Egghead Island arc in the first place? Why was it important that the Straw Hats even go to this island in the first place? Is it really that important for the Straw Hats to encounter the Seraphims early on? Is this detour just so that we get a cool fight between the Straw Hats and Kizaru? Or was all of this from the start about—
I know this is a little side thing, but we need to get that.
Punk Records. Did Oda, from early on in One Piece, realize that he needed some grand mechanism for the truth to be revealed in the One Piece world? The same way a mechanism like sugar was needed—
I do still think Punk Records is a little too dangerous to be spreading to everybody unless they figure out a better way to control it though.
Needed in Dressrosa to unveil the truth to the entire island in one dramatic moment and trigger the final battle.
Like actually create the internet.
Scale, did Oda always know—
Like the way they do it right now is literally connecting their brains, which is pretty crazy.
That he needed a dramatic way to make everyone in the world simultaneously realize that the world government is evil and trigger the final war? If so, is that why Vegapunk was created? This genius, reclusive, secretly rebellious, maverick scientist created so that Oda could write in a forbidden source of ultimate truth in the story. The most important plot device in all of One Piece, Punk Records. A single source with all of the recorded history of the evils of the world government, all stored away in
W's
one
theory
place,
so far.
that most importantly can transmit information through brainwaves. Punk Records is not a poneglyph. This is not something people would need to read and decipher to find out the truth. Punk Records has all the truth that the world needs to know, and it has the capacity to transmit that information through brainwaves. And while at the moment it only transmits to Vegapunk via antenna, that only means that's how it works in its currently functioning and stable state. With sci-fi logic, there is no reason a destroyed Punk Records wouldn't release information on a widespread, uncontrolled level. After all, Vegapunk's entire goal is to...
Would this mean Vegapunk possibly makes it to Laughtail, and then he gets information? Now everything is stored in Egghead? Or Punk Records? But it also would be weird that... Would the information with what they gotten from Ohara... Because now people would learn about Ohara and all that kind of stuff, right? But eventually, I would imagine they would have to learn about the Void Sentry as well. Or would that aspect of it be like actually like Robin's job of like, you know, teaching a new generation and spreading knowledge that way? So Punk Records gets destroyed, things spread, and that's like the initial trigger in terms of like people finding like, oh, world governments did a lot of fucked up shit, and like this is what poneglyphs are and stuff like that, and then they learn about Ohara. The actual truth doesn't actually get revealed until Luffy reaches Laughtail, and then Robin learns about it, and they slowly spread information that way. Also, if you think about it this way, like Punk Records being destroyed like that and people learning about poneglyphs would low-key probably start another like great age of piracy, right? To like even like people that are just seeking knowledge.
Have everyone have access to the knowledge of Punk Records. And the potential dangers of everyone gaining access to so much knowledge has already been hinted at. So ultimately, why even write such a powerful device with so much potential like this into the story if nothing is to come of it?
True.
Punk Records is like a giant, potentially world-breaking Chekhov's gun. Think about the only logical possibilities for Punk Records in the narrative as it stands right now. Punk Records is clearly physically tied to Egghead Island, but we also have learned that Vegapunk wants to leave Egghead Island by the end of the arc. Since Punk Records cannot be taken off the island, and since the island is about to be seized by the Marines anyway, whatever significance Punk Records has must come into play.
By the way, this number by Punk Records right here, it keeps changing. People have noticed that. I have no idea what it means, but like something, Oda's doing something with that number.
Before the arc ends and the Marines take over. Otherwise, it's out of the action.
It's been going
so
up,
look at
I
the
believe.
Questions we have lined up. How can Punk Records be
Look,
used
see, it's
by the
different
end
here.
of the
It's
arc?
like 66.
Why was a giant source of truth that can transmit information via brainwaves even written into the story? And what does it mean when Oda says there's about to be a huge incident? Also ask yourselves, now that we are in the final saga, what could possibly trigger the final war? What could possibly make the entire world simultaneously and unambiguously realize the truth about the world government? And what would, in turn, make the world government take off its mask and start a great cleansing? Don't all signs point to this singular, ominous device that would tie it all together? Punk Records.
True.
And finally, let's remember one question that many readers...
So the reason they actually are starting the Great Cleansing is not only because of like Cobra and stuff, but actually they learned about Vegapunk through York. That's a good angle as well.
Had been asking for a very long time, which was, when are we gonna get to see Vegapunk? Vegapunk, if you may remember, was the most mysterious character that Oda withheld for by far the longest amount of time in the series, for over 1050 chapters. Why was he, of all characters,
we did see Blackbeard's
being
ship,
withheld?
yes.
Wouldn't it make sense if all along Vegapunk was created to be the trigger for the final war, which is precisely why we were never meant to encounter him till the final saga began, as the arc that we meet Vegapunk was always planned to be the arc that the final war begins. And with all that being said, the enticing possibility of the destruction of Punk Records is looming over the horizon, because a battle is coming. If we assume that what would cause all of the information of Punk Records to flood out into the world would be if Punk Records were to break, well, the setup for that is right.
I would say like he's using like, this is like a manga and like sci-fi, like breaking Punk Records with spread information. That's kind of weird. I can't imagine like you break this thing and then people just get thoughts injected into their brain. That feels, I don't really back that idea. I think that's kind of weird. I like everything he's explained about, like, you know, Punk Records being used as a device to spread information, though. So I'm kind of like applying this to like eventually maybe Vegapunk making it to Laughtail, learning about the truth, and then the Punk Records actually becomes the internet. But like the idea of a breaking and then people just get thoughts injected into their head, that seems a little too out there for me.
Around the corner. Think about it. If anyone were to be the one to trigger the final war, it would be Luffy.
Yes,
deliberately
that makes sense.
Or accidentally.
Obviously.
If anyone is meant to be the cause for the world to turn upside down, it's
too
him.
intrusive. That's another good point. It'd be like, oh fuck, what the hell? Just got like so much fucking information. What's going on? And then everybody's just like Vegapunk all of a sudden. Can you imagine Luffy getting that? He'd probably be like screaming in pain on the ground. Like, what is this? This is too much smart stuff. What's going on?
Luffy has been since the start of the story, all the way till today. If ever there were a device that is really not supposed to be broken because the consequences could shake the entire world, it would be Punk Records. And if ever there were a character who would end up foolishly breaking it anyway, it would be Luffy. And so, again, we are in the final saga, but we have no trigger yet for the final war. But then why are we here on Egghead Island?
Yeah, that's the other thing I really like. The opening idea of like final war being stretching out across multiple arcs as opposed to one isolated war like we've seen.
Why is it important that there is a fight that is about to break out on this island? What type of incident could this fight result in? Could this
Vegapunk would have already broken it. He probably wants more information.
One thing that should
but like he clearly has other plans,
that could flood the entire world with information
for how Punk Records should be used
to people's brains about the truth of the world government. Everything comes together, the purpose of Egghead Island, the purpose of Vegapunk as a character, and why Oda created him so long back as a way to create the ultimate source of truth for the One Piece world, the entire logic of this Egghead Island.
Yeah, right,
arc.
like they're only connected to the information because of like their robots and stuff. For people to just absorb it out of nowhere, it's just like, what? And also like some people have said it's a little intrusive. It's kind of like, I don't know if that's like for the better. It just feels a little weird that it happens that way. Defeating Admiral and Gorosei and releasing the knowledge. I don't think the Straw Hats is going to be easy to win this battle with the Buster Call coming. That's why I think like the idea here is really cool. I just think how it happens is probably executed differently.
Being the arc that starts
He's made a lot of great points, as he always does, even in theories that
war is activated with
aren't correct, or I disagree with
records.
Something.
This is the sugar moment.
Yeah, the Dressrosa reflection is elite.
The moment the world government's monopoly on the truth disappears.
Lumpy, I reacted to the chapter like 2 hours ago, bro.
To begin a great cleansing. By the end of Egghead Island, the arc that begins the ending saga of One Piece, the final war of the story will begin. So let me know if you agree.
W Theory, really good thoughts presented, opened my mind to a lot of different perspectives for sure. I just think how it's ultimately executed is probably a little different. But yeah, very good. We are over 2 hours in at this point. I think I'm going to be wrapping up stream here. This was a fun-ass stream, people. The energy in this was crazy. Chat was cooking with a lot of jokes and memes. We found a lot of funny stuff on Twitter. This was by far the chapter of the year. And yeah, it was just a really good energy for this stream. Like I mentioned at the beginning of the chat, we will be back next week with a special stream during break week. A top 30 stream will be done. I'll be probably bringing some other creators and then the OGs of the community that joined us last year as well. Probably will be happening on Saturday as I get that prepared. And this chapter might be good enough for me to cook up a main channel chapter review because it was that good. All right. If you guys are looking for more content, there's a link to my most recent video to the Rocks Pirates and breaking down every single member. And in that video, I also tier listed every single Rocks Pirate. So that was pretty fun. But yeah, that's going to do it for this stream. Fun ass stream once again. And I'll catch y'all next time. Peace out, everybody.